of U.S. city volunteers and delegates from Singapore visits the Ai Moringa Farm in Haiti. In Taiwan, residents in Shuangxi near Taipei City find a natural way to coexist with the floodwaters. Welcome to Our Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. We kick off today's program in Haiti. Following a 7.0 magnitude earthquake in 2010, 480,000 people were made homeless. To help, city volunteers have since cared for the quake survivors, as they not only helped rebuild schools, but also taught local residents to plant moringa trees. Today, the Ai Moringa Farm has grown countless moringa trees. As part of their regular visit, U.S. city volunteers, joined by entrepreneurs from Singapore, arrived in Haiti to witness the prosperity on the former barren land.
Here in Haiti, the entrepreneurs from Singapore joined Tzu Chi volunteers in visiting the Ai Moringa Farm, which reflects the 3 years of efforts made by the volunteers following the devastating Haitian earthquake.
Before the airplane landed in Haiti,
to promote the benefits of moringa trees, Tzu Chi volunteers showcased the products made from the moringa trees in Vietnam.
It's good for skincare. It will remove wrinkles. Supplement capsules. One of the company in Los Angeles, after they learned Tzu Chi is promoting moringa, they put moringa in their supplement capsules.
From the former rundown neighborhood to the largest moringa planting ground, volunteers proudly said how this area has been changed for the better. In the future, more and more moringa trees will be planted here. Upon seeing the arrival of Tzu Chi volunteers, the principal of the Congregation of Sisters of St. Anne expresses her warmest greetings. 3 years following the tremor, Tzu Chi volunteers are still by their side and will continue to offer assistance if needed.
Moving to Chile, as part of the regular medical service for the local Chinese community, team of doctors and medical staff organized a free clinic at the Tzu Chi Santiago Liaison Office. Later, volunteers also organized a vegetarian banquet where they seized the opportunity to share the benefits of vegetarianism with participants.
Here at the Tzu Chi Santiago Liaison Office, volunteers organized a vegetarian workshop to introduce the benefits of a meatless diet to the local Chinese community.
When you get used to it, it's not that difficult to eat vegetarian. My family is reluctant to eat meatless food because they think it's not tasty.
Teachers and students from a local Chinese school are also here to learn not only how to make delicious meatless meals, but how to actualize a Tzu Chi lifestyle.
Master Zheng Yan asks us to live a frugal yet spiritual, fulfilling life. The best way to realize this is through vegetarianism.
Prior to the workshop, Chinese medical doctor Gao Zhongchen was on site to provide free health checkups. Dr. Gao also took a moment to discuss some heartfelt topics with the participants.
One of my patients told me, why didn't I just give up on him? He didn't want to live anymore. Let me tell you one thing. A man's worth lies in not how long he has lived, but how meaningful he has lived his life.
Sharing their life stories with their peers, participants were able to become more open-minded in the face of the challenges ahead.
The Tzu Chi Philippines chapter recently organized its 40th volunteer training seminar, which saw 665 local volunteers attending. During the event, the volunteers introduced how Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteers carry out their recycling missions, while also discussing the benefits of Tzu Chi's relief work program in the Philippines. After the seminar concluded on a successful note, the trainees said they were ready to begin carrying out Tzu Chi's missions.
Here, we encourage each one of you to put more effort in practicing recycling. You have to do it from the bottom of your heart. Don't do it for the sake of the subsidies from the relief work program. Remember, one of your missions is to save our planet.
In the Philippines, Tzu Chi's relief work programs have helped disaster survivors through countless difficulties and thus planted numerous seeds of love across the nation. At the recent training seminar held in Manila, over 600 local volunteers decided to participate. Among them were several former Tzu Chi care recipients who take part in order to reciprocate Tzu Chi's love and care.
We have to fully devote ourselves to recycling because this is the only way we can help the less fortunate. We shouldn't count on the relief work program to do recycling. We should take one day out of a week to do volunteer work.
These photos are a testimony to Tzu Chi's success in promoting environmentalism. Many of the local volunteers who just finished a recycling training in Taiwan were also impressed by Tzu Chi's achievements.
In Taiwan, I saw many senior recycling volunteers who spare no effort in sorting recyclable, and they look healthy. So I decided to follow in their footsteps when I get back here. I will try my best to do Tzu Chi's work.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Through the training seminar, these trainees are ready to walk the Tzu Chi path in a firm and steadfast manner.
In Indonesia, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at the #1 Nurul Iman Elementary School in North Jakarta to promote the Buddhist NGO's bamboo coin banks. After listening to the volunteers' explanation, the students realized that they too can make a difference by donating their spare changes to their bamboo coins banks each day to help those in greater need.
To encourage children to contribute their share and help those in greater need, volunteers from the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter arrived at the #1 Nurul Iman Elementary School in North Jakarta with bamboo coin banks.
At first, I was afraid that the children wouldn't listen or understand the concepts that we are trying to promote because normally we deal with older students. When I explained Tzu Chi's history and the spirit of the bamboo coin banks, the children gave us good feedback.
With the help of Tzu Chi simplifying concepts, these youngsters realized that they can become givers by donating money to Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks.
I'm very happy because I can help the less fortunate by donating money to the bamboo coin bank.
We can live on our own, so we need to take care of those around us.
I am very happy to meet Tzu Chi volunteers. I have learned to help the needy by donating spare change to the bamboo coin banks.
Thank
you to the volunteers from the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter for sharing with us the spirit of the bamboo coin banks. I hope after today's lesson, our students will learn to help the less fortunate.
Other than promoting Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks, Tzu Chi volunteers also present the students with stationery, as they hope to inspire these children to pass on the love to those in greater need.
Here in offshore Taiwan, in an effort to drive its tourism industry, the Penghu County government aims to build the world's tallest Mazu statue on the mere 18-hectare wide Datang islet. With the construction already underway, sea walls have been erected around the island. With this development, we find out in our next report what the future holds for the residents of Datang.
这人水海上，不管海上山顶，大拢足保庇人足平安的啊。马祖是这样的。
The weather on this day is not that great, and the boat transporting some 30 people are mainly island residents who are traveling from Magong to the inner bay Datang Islet. Within 10 minutes, the islet is within sight. These offshore islets are much of the same, once thriving fishing villages now forgotten by the outside world. However, Datang Islet is about to see great change, as the Penghu County government plans to build a 66-meter tall Mazu sculpture here, the tallest in the world. The village head Zhen Zunren led us to higher grounds where we could see the entire scope of the land. His thoughts on the developmental project are pure and simple.
Once the Tzu Cultural Park has been completed, there will be an extended pathway for disciples to pay homage, and it will lead to the South Sea exit by the trails.
终点就是环岛步道。
There, by the elevated terrain, is where the Tzu statue will sit. On the side is a 20-story high utopia, yet on the opposite end are rundown and dilapidated homes, unable to shelter residents against the winds and rain. Why was this place chosen? The village head's answer is frank.
但是你就要想讲，已经
You can erect whichever statue you want, but you have to ask yourself whether people will ever visit here. Everywhere, people pray profusely to Tzu in the third lunar month, but how about the other months? Not really.
The islanders' connection to nature and the honest simplicity of their lifestyles are now being disrupted by the county government's plans to excavate this land. What does the future hold for this islet, its people, and the oceans?
好了，有一些利益哦，我要分给村民，但是你敢有讲迄个饼，大家拢有法度通食着？无啊，无伊会食无着，伊就会讲话啊。
In his 50s, Chen Jiangdu left Dacang to study in Kaohsiung when he was little and returned 10 years ago. Faced with the imminent changes to his hometown, he holds a pragmatic point of view.
不多嘛，
Not many people reside here, and there's just this one road. My concern is whether we will really be able to generate more business through tourism.
What impacts will such development bring? Though some of the island seniors are in disagreement with such plans, they have no choice but to embrace the change.
There isn't any excess land to build on. There is no land, but what's done is done. We have no choice but to go along with it. Now tourists from all over will flock here. What can we do? No matter what we do, we won't make that much money anyways.
The seniors' concerns are not without reason. For the little over 80 residents of the island, even an influx of 40 to 50 tourists a day is enough to disrupt their modest lifestyle. As the sun sets on Dacang and the construction of the cultural park, perhaps what these residents have lost is not just an islet, but their home.
As Tropical Storm Conrad passed through Taiwan, it brought massive flooding to the island's central and southern regions. This week we take a look at how government, both local and central, have been trying to control floodwaters from natural disasters like Conrad. In the past, it has always been about building dams and redirecting river flow. However, times are changing. As we go to Shuangxi district in New Taipei City for our next report, we see how citizens have turned against the building of more embankments in favor of finding ways to live harmoniously with the rise and fall of water levels. Here's more.
The beautiful Shuangxi River in its former days used to be a major transportation artery.
When Typhoon Nari hit, it flooded this area. This area is over 2 stories high. In the end, the houses were built taller as a result.
This is an important faith center in Shuangxi district. You will notice that the ground floor is actually empty. It's been especially left that way for the water to flow through. So everything has been moved to the second floor. However, later construction projects built a high embankment, thus obstructing the view from here.
When the water reaches this area, it isn't able to flow to this side. Why? Because there's a tall levee here. This used to be a paddy field. Back then, when the waters overflowed, they would deposit here. Now this area is blocked off, so of course it floods over there.
This building is a pumping station, but it's lost its purpose as the tall barriers don't help to drain the water. It clogs it instead, so the water ends up flooding up to the second floor.
Over the past century or so, this area has served as an overflow region. However, when these construction projects happened, viaducts won't be built and the water now gets clogged up.
If we walk along the path of the Shuangxi River, every household near here will say that they have suffered flooding in the past. But when the Taiwan government proposed a plan to control flooding in the area, local residents voiced their opposition against it, saying they don't want to build a pumping station as that solution won't solve the source of the flooding.
It's been an effort to remove the old dam. We removed it because the dam was holding rocks and silt built up from upstream, so when heavy rain hits this region, it causes flooding. A water paddy is a natural water detention pond because when the paddy floods, it will bring upstream soil with it. We don't want any more disturbances to our riverbed. We want to restore our rivers back to normal, let nature take its course.
No matter how massive a man-made levee is, it still cannot withstand the power of nature. This is what the story of Great Yu controls the waters tells us, as Yu was able to control the waters through a system of irrigation canals. When Shuangxi residents accepted water into their lives instead of keeping it out, aren't they the modern-day version of Great Yu controls the waters?
Back to Asia, but moving to Malaysia, in a village on the outskirts of Kota Kinabalu lives a 43-year-old single mother, Mary Inting. Being a recipient of Tzu Chi's care, the mother has begun recycling to reciprocate the love she has received. Now that she and her daughter are getting by financially, her dream is to get the other residents in the village to join her in making recycling a daily habit.
Here on the outskirts of Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu lives Mary Inting, a 43-year-old single mother. For the past 3 years, Mary Inting has been under Tzu Chi's care, with recycling becoming a major part of her life as a result.
We told her that around Malaysia, there are many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters that are doing recycling. The money that comes from each recycled item, although not much by itself, put together can help many people. Then I told her, if you are willing, perhaps you could start recycling as well.
Therefore, 2 years ago, Mary Inting set up a recycling point at her home.
Although I don't have the money to give to help others, through recycling I can help nevertheless.
One of Mary Inting's biggest dreams is to get others to join her in recycling. Therefore, on a Tzu Chi Recycling Day, Mary and Tzu Chi volunteers organized a seminar to teach the villagers why and how they should recycle.
Ini lain ini tiga lain nih. Satu botol 3 lain nih plastik harga dia lain.
Through the seminar, the villagers learn how to separate their recyclables into the correct categories and come to realize the true worth of recycling.
We will start collecting them at home, then we will deliver what we have collected here. It just makes more sense to collect these items to help others instead of having them become garbage.
After today, we can hold similar activities here, perhaps a monthly event that everyone can join.
Seeing her neighbors embracing the practice of recycling, for Mary Inting, this is nothing less than a dream come true.
Also in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuan Johor put on 3 successful performances of the musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents at a local school and took the 2,300 audience members by storm. Though having limited manpower, the nearly 200 volunteers came together and ensured the musical ended on a perfect note. Here in Malaysia, some 2,300 audience members are taking part in the first ever musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents, performed here in Kuan Johor.
Your performance will be able to inspire more residents in Kluang. We should fulfill our filial duties before it is too late.
My father never woke up after he went to sleep, so I want to tell everyone that it is really painful not being able to fulfill your duties as a child. We must cherish our loved ones.
As this is also the first time the Tzu Chi Liaison Office is holding an event of this scale, volunteers began their preparation work 6 months ago, with each taking on many different tasks.
We had to take care of the stage as a whole, or if someone needed clothing, stuff like that. We needed to take care of every detail. We kept searching for solutions, whether it was asking around or talking with each other to come to a consensus.
Despite the limited human resources, volunteers managed to put on 3 performances of the sutra adaptation and inspired many audience members to express their love to their parents.
Mom, sometimes I raise my voice when speaking to you. I hope you will forgive me.
Mom, thank you for caring for me always.
Mom, I love you.
Through the sign language musical of the sutra Profound Gratitude to Parents, residents of Quan learned the true meaning behind filial piety. Staying in Malaysia for our final report, volunteers from the Tzu Chi Klan branch held a filial piety and gratitude event on behalf of Indian residents living in a nearby state-built housing. At the event, children expressed their gratitude to their parents by offering tea and touching their parents' feet, an Indian gesture that shows respect. The volunteers also reminded the participants that they should seize every opportunity to fulfill their filial duties before it is too late.
Today, volunteers from Tzu Chi Klan branch in Malaysia are holding a filial piety and gratitude event for Indian residents living in a nearby state-built housing. During the event, children touched their parents' feet and offered them tea to express their gratitude and respect.
Although the children all know the importance of fulfilling their filial duties, they just don't know where to start. Today's event helped them realize that they need to seize every moment to fulfill their duties every day.
All the parents were in tears when their children offered them tea. This is a big event, and this is also my first time attending.
Most of the participants live in state-built housing and on meager incomes. All of them were happy to offer other residents rides to the venue and food during the event.
Today, I made the spicy sauce. The curry is made by that grandmother over there. Another friend prepared all the dishes. I am very happy to help others.
Recently, there have been many cases of shooting around this area. I'm very worried about the safety of these residents. I really hope everyone in this area can come to today's event.
For many participants, this is their first encounter with Tzu Chi. However, after listening to the volunteers' explanation on Tzu Chi's philosophy, many happily donated their love.
Knowing that there are so many people that are worse off than I am, I think as long as I can make ends meet, I should contribute my share and help others.
Although these residents are not well off, they all have a giving heart. Thanks to volunteers' effort, participants realize that they can also become givers and help those in greater need.
We go back to the Philippines at the end of the show. Tzu Chi volunteers recently took 12-year-old Rojanel Kokoka under its wing as the little boy suffers tuberculosis of the spine and has lost both of his parents. Volunteers not only brought a new wheelchair, but also organized medical checkup for Rojanel. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.